Hi there, and welcome to Psych 2000, Introduction to Psychology. My name is Dr. Sandra Gilliland. I've been teaching at LSUA now for about 2 years and taught previously at other universities for an additional 6 years. In all of this time, one of my very favorite classes to teach is Introduction to Psychology. This is an exciting class, and it is a very quick-paced class because we have a lot of material to cover and we only have 4 short weeks to do it in. So I hope that you will jump in and get started. I think you'll find that as you go, the class gets easier as you understand the material and you understand the programs and softwares that we're using. So don't get discouraged as you begin. To start, if you'll look at our Moodle page, you'll see that I've uploaded several documents that you're going to need. Of course, I'll encourage you to read the class syllabus, read it thoroughly, read it several times. With an online class, it's very important that you understand what the expectations are, and this is the best way for me to communicate that with you. When you're looking at that syllabus, just a few things to point out. This is a summer course, so I will only be on campus ever so often. I'm usually here on Mondays and Wednesdays. That's when I have a babysitter available, and so I'm able to come to campus. But I'm available for email just about all the time. I usually try to respond within 24 hours, so feel free to use that email address that's listed here, sgilliland@lsua.edu. My phone number is also listed, but again, I'm rarely in the office for an extended period of time, so I'm much more likely to respond to email than I am to any other form of communication. For this class, I am not requiring you to buy a specific textbook in the sense of a hard copy of a textbook. We are using the David Myers textbook. David Myers is a very well-known psychologist. He's been writing abnormal and introduction and social psychology textbooks for several years. He's a leading expert in the field. You don't have to buy the textbook, but you do have to buy the Launchpad program from Macmillan, which will include a free version of the textbook, which is why I'm not requiring that. So I'm going to come back to the Launchpad program in just a moment. The way this class is constructed, if we go back to our class page here, you can see that the class is divided into 3 units. And each of those units you're going to have a discussion, you're going to have an exam, and you're going to have some assignments that you're going to do. All of those assignments, with the exception of the syllabus quiz, which is located on Moodle, all of the remaining assignments will be located in Launchpad. If you click on that Accessing Launchpad, it'll give you some specific information, but the quick link there will just take you to our page. Now, if you purchased your material in the book store, they will have given you just a simple access code. If you didn't purchase it there, you can go to this same link and it will give you an option to purchase the access code, as you can see here. If for some reason you're waiting on financial aid or there's something going on, you can also do a temporary access. I believe it's about 10 days or 12 days or something like that, which will get you through at least the first week of class. Once you do that, you'll be able to transfer that over once you buy the full product. So if you have an access code, you're just going to enter it here. If you need to purchase one, of course, you're going to click here, and if you just need a temporary access code, now that will not get you through the entire 4 weeks of the class, unfortunately, but it'll get you at least through the first part of it. Please, when you're using Launchpad, it's important that you enter your name just as it appears in Moodle. As I'm transferring grades from Launchpad into Moodle to complete your grades in the class, it's important that I can actually see your name as it's listed. In addition, please use your LSUA email address for your registration. So once you sign up and create your profile, you're going to go through this system check to make sure you have the correct material on your computer. This is important that you do not use an iPhone or an iPad to try to do your Launchpad material. Some students have said they've been able to do that, and that's fine. If you're able to, it maybe is a little slower than just doing your work on a real computer. However, when you get ready to do the exams, please, please, please make sure that you do those on a regular computer that has a good internet access, because if you get disconnected from one of those devices during your exam, the computer is going to give you the grade that you earned on that. So again, once you're logged in, you're going to see here to see if everything is set up correctly. One of the things it's telling me here is that pop-ups are blocked. Many of the activities that you use come up as a pop-up, so make sure when you're in this program that you disable that pop-up blocker for this website. To do that, I'll have to go in there and do that later. If you need any help, let me know. Make sure you hit enter course. I'm going to close this here just so that you can see what I'm looking at. This is what your product looks like, what Launchpad looks like when you sign in. Again, you're going to see that same 3 units, pretty straightforward. When you click on Unit 1, this will get you started in our class. You're going to learn to hate those little 1 moment dots because you're going to see them a lot. Of course, we have Discussion 1, which is due right away, so you'll want to log on and look at that. Then you're going to click here on Chapter 1. Now notice anytime you see one of these little triangles facing forward, you know there's additional material under it. So what I suggest doing, although students do it various ways, what I suggest doing is just clicking on the chapter introduction. What this is going to do is going to show you a nice overview of the major areas that we're learning about. You're going to start your reading, again, just a very quick thing here. And then it's going to take you into the chapter. So if you'd clicked on the next link, this is where you would have started. You click on that and you begin to go through all of this material. Of course, you can look at questions as you're going to help make sure you're understanding the material. Again, this is your textbook. So that's the reason I'm not requiring a hard copy of the text, because you have the electronic text with your Launchpad. So as you go through this, again, I'm just clicking through here, not reading right now, which of course you'll be reading and looking at all of this. As you go through, you can see I'm already through the entire 1A section. And this takes us to our first activity, which is the learning curve activity. For each chapter, you'll have approximately 3 and sometimes 4 learning curve activities. As you can see at the top here, each of these learning curve activities is worth 10 points. That's 10 points for completion. So once you've completed it and it says that you've completed the score, it's not going to base you on how well you do, it's going to base you on completing the score. So just to show you very quickly what this looks like as a student, as you go through here, you're going to have questions come up. And at the bottom here, you'll notice that it gives you 4 points if you get this question correct. So the question is, psychology is the scientific study of blank and mental processes. So perhaps you say, I have no idea. Maybe you didn't read that first section of the text. You have an option. You can hit get a hint, and this is going to say, what can we study besides what people think that gives clues to what's going on inside of them? So what besides mental processes could we study? Maybe you've got the answer now, maybe you don't. But because you clicked get a hint, you're going to notice that it clicks down and only gives you 2 points for answering the correct answer. If you still have no idea, you can click Show Me. Oh, behavior. We could look at behavior and mental processes in order to try to understand why people do what they do, which is the definition of studying the scientific field of psychology. In this case, if you click Show Me, of course, you don't get any points. So what you're going to do is continue to go through and click Next Question. It's going to give you another option, and then you're going to look. If it gives you the wrong answer the first time, you still have an answer of trying again and getting 1 point. The nice thing is, if you've read the book as you've gone, you'll get these questions right pretty quickly. And as a result, you'll be able to go through the activity. I tried doing one of them earlier. It took me 2.5 minutes, and I only got 1 question wrong. So when you were able to go through them quickly like that, it's able to get you through these learning curves very quickly. If you're getting them wrong, of course, it's going to slow you down and take you more time. Most students tell me it takes them about 10 or 15 minutes to get through one of these. So once you get through that, let me see if I can go back here. You can see here just that little bit of clicking. I went through the introduction, 1.1, 1.2, 1.21, 1.22, 1.23, and I finished my learning curve. Some of the other things you're going to see for 1A are some of these video toolkits. Again, for this, you're going to watch the video and you're going to answer some questions, and it's worth 5 points. You also have some of my favorite activities are these concepts and actions, where it's going to give you these different information. You're going to read the definition, in this case, of the different perspectives. Then it's going to give you a test, and you're actually going to drag these down to the different answers. And then, of course, this isn't, I'm just putting these for example right now. Trying not to read them so that we can go more quickly. But you go through here, and of course and you hit test, and it tells you, or check answer, it'll tell you, nope, you didn't get them correct. So it left the ones you did right, and now you have to redo the ones that you did not do. And so If you get it correct, now you get your 5 points. So you do have to get those correct in order to get the full points, but you can do them as many times as it takes to get those points. So for all of the learning curves, the videos, the concepts in action, once you complete those activities, you get the full points. And you can see here on the side how many points each of those is worth. So you would continue going down to 1B and 1C. For 1D, you don't have the learning curves. It's just a nice little summary of the chapter. And then at the end of each chapter, you'll see these summative quizzes. The summative quizzes are basically practice quizzes. They're a little different than the learning curves because you don't have any fill in the blanks. They're all short answers. And so this, of course, will look a little different from the student perspective. But you'll go ahead and complete each of the summative quizzes, and they are due right before the exam. So for Unit 1 exam, we're covering chapters 1, 2, 3, and just the first section of chapter 6, which you'll see when you go in there. You're only doing 6A, not 6B and 6C. So if you go back to our class in Launchpad, in our, that's the Launchpad class. If you go back to our Moodle page, I'm sorry, apparently I closed the Moodle page, you're going to see a calendar that you can use as well. So the calendar is a great opportunity for you to follow along with the material so that you can make sure that you understand what's going on. It's important to remember that there are no late assignments accepted in this class. That's not because I'm trying to be difficult, but it's because we only have 4 weeks to finish the class. So please make sure that you're staying on top of these assignments. You'll notice, I think, if you look at the calendar, that we start off kind of slowly and then we very quickly pick up the pace. I can just quickly show you this calendar here. You can see that the first week we've got just 2 chapters that you're working through all of those Launchpad activities for. And then the second week we have just chapter 3 and chapter 4. But by the 3rd week you should be rolling through these pretty quickly. You'll notice that you have a chapter due pretty much every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for both of those final 2 weeks. Your summative quizzes, I recommend doing a summative quiz. You get 3 attempts at those summative quizzes. So I recommend doing 1 attempt as you finish the chapter and then saving your additional attempts in preparation to help you prepare for your exams. Please note, in this class, all 3 of your exams are only on those Saturdays. They're open from 12:01 a.m. till 11:59 p.m. on those dates, but you must schedule ahead of time to take those exams on the 13th, 20th, and 27th. In Launchpad, it'll show that it's worth 75 points. However, it's really doubled that. Whenever I put it in Moodle, they're each worth 150 points for your total possible points in the class. So you'll have discussions due once a week. You'll have your summative quizzes due each Friday, and you'll have your exams every Saturday. I hope that you're ready for the class. Again, it moves very quickly, but I think you're going to find the information fascinating. I know that I certainly do. If you have questions, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I hope you have a great day.